And it's Ken Kraetzer for CBSI Services. We're in Lake George, New York at the Independent Bankers Association of New York State Conference, Bank Symposium, and have a chance to talk with one of the speakers, a guest from the national organization, the Independent Community Bankers of America, and that is Kevin Tweddle, who's a senior EVP and works on community bank solutions. Kevin, good to see you. What's it like to be at the meeting here in New York?
It's just great to be here. I always love getting out in front of the bankers after, particularly post-COVID. Hadn't had a chance to get out. Great to be face-to-face with a great group of bankers here in New York State.
And you're going to be talking at the meeting about Imagineering and Innovation, keys for banking. So much digital, so much adjustment during COVID to try to reach more customers, digitally serve them that way. What are some of the keys on Imagineering and Innovation for banks that you see?
Well, innovation is critical for community banking as a whole, just in terms of competition. Really, they've got to compete with large banks, other fintechs, people outside of banking. So really want to give some tips on, what it takes to innovate, structurally, what do they need to do? What about fintech partnerships? What makes sense? How do those work best for a community bank? And really just, what kind of staff do they need? Just the staffing element, the talent element. How do we structure that? How do we make it work? And really what it takes to be successful.
Very good. During COVID, as you said, a lot of banks had to find ways to serve customers digitally. That meant in some cases improving their mobile apps or improving their websites. What were some of the key things that banks did that they may stay with after COVID?
I think it's really the digital loan application. I think a lot of banks were thinking about that, and I think the PPP loans that were required by a lot of their customers made them rethink how we can make it easier to apply for a loan and really get that loan in a hurry.
Very good. And you've been working on Fintechs, a big topic for the independent community bankers, different services that Fintechs can bring in. Why have Fintechs become such an important part of the bank landscape?
It's just a naturally good marriage because these Fintechs, they're good at innovating, focusing on a problem and fixing a problem. And community bankers just really don't have that focused time. They're wearing 5 or 6 hats in a lot of their positions. So really, if you put the two together, they have the understanding of banking and the regulatory structure, and you got this innovative group that's good at solving problems. So that blended marriage has really mixed well.
And there's a program that the ICBA has been involved with out in Little Rock, Arkansas, one of the data centers of the country, actually, with a Fintech Incubator program. Tell us a little bit about that, if you would.
Yeah, they call Little Rock the birthplace of Fintech, as that's where Systematic started back in the I believe the 60s. So, but no, we have a group called the Venture Center. So we have an accelerator program where we bring in early stage fintechs that are solving specific community bank problems and bring in our community banks so they can kind of work together, meet these fintechs, help them shape and fine tune their product. And at the end of the day, these fintechs go out into the world, into the community banking world, and are ready to sell and go to market with their product. But the Venture Center runs the accelerator program. They know banks. They also run a program for FIS on the core side for them. So really understand banking, in particular community banking, and they do a really great job of coaching these fintech companies.
Yeah, Wayne Miller, we've talked to a couple of times. Great guy, runs a great program. What kind of services can Fintechs, we've heard Fintechs can provide both customer-facing programs and also internal ones that make the bank more efficient. What are some of the key services that you really see helping banking from Fintechs?
Well, the ones that have really been successful coming through our programs have been on the loan side. Obviously, all the banks want some sort of efficiency in their loan process, whether it's loan applications, it's credit analysis, loan exceptions, some of those things. A company named Teslar, very considerable company in terms of offerings at PPP. They generated 25% of all the PPP loans in the second round. Cybersecurity as well, and data and analytics is becoming kind of more the hot topic. How do we take all this data that we have as a bank and really make better decisions with it?
Final thought, Kevin, on ways banks should look at being innovative going into the balance of the year and next year.
Really just get the right folks and structure. You got to have people that are accountable for innovation and really focusing on those efforts, and really you got to have to invest and have the top of the house and really weave innovation into your strategy. It's not a separate